I wanted to make a review about this particular anime for a long time. The truth is, I've been having problems with both my computer and my life. Little bit, just been some key issues, and also had to make some repairs. Cost me $75 to fix my computer and its problem. But to cut straight to the point, I'm gonna ask you a little quote. It doesn't matter when you win or lose. It's how you play the game. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Sullivan Adams, and welcome to Yugioh Zexal. Yugioh Zexal is the fourth installment into the Yu-Gi-Oh saga. Basically, it's like what you call the fourth arc of this journey. Even though it's completely different, and it's decades after the comments of Yugi Moto from the original Yu-Gi-Oh saga. Let me start at the beginning. The beginning starts with the main story with our main character, Yugioh Sugamo, who's what you call a resident goofball and class clown. He's basically what you call a fun-loving hooky guy who basically likes to have fun when dueling, even though he basically sucks at dueling and gets his ass whooped. Even if he's trying to defend his friend. Then one day, a mysterious pendant which his father gave him, and he starts having dreams. And when you open the door, you will gain a new power, but it costs at a price. And then you have to, his friend Bronk is bullied by this guy, his friend loses his deck, and then he has to make a choice. Like, he has to defend his friend and then beat this school bully in a duel. His name's Shark, or original Hardcastle. But by beating him, he gets his friend's deck back, and he also needs to stand up for himself. But he's like what you call the worst duelist. It has the bad luck. Then while he's dueling for his friend and also for himself, something happens. The pendant starts to glow, and then he opens the door. And something happens. Over 100 number cards are scattered. Mysterious called number cards are scattered across his world. And he bonds with this mysterious interdimensional being named Astro from another world, and combines their powers to receive the number card. Even the gold bully has one, and they use it against him. He even has a number card of its own. Those of you know what I'm talking about. Those of you know what I'm talking about. Those of you don't, you don't. It's solved as your basic anime, it's like your usual anime series. The lead character goes in, he's trying to defend his friend, and he's in school. And it kind of reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, because it's like Jaden Yuki, a kid who goes to school, may be funny, and he sticks up for his friends. He's also very loyal. And also there's his friends, Tori, Bronk, Caswell, Cat. Cat has a huge crush on him. And then his friend Astro, who tries. They basically start off on this long journey trying to receive the 100 number cards and receive Astro's memory back. And as they do, they find out that there's more than meets the eye to these number cards. They have the power to influence certain people to desire. For example, you're very angry, you were sad and pity you. You would take your sadness and turn it against someone else. You were violent or angry, you would do the same thing. And it also makes sure that even their influence spreads throughout not just himself. There are others collecting the number card. He meets fierce rivals. One of them is the number killer or number hunter, or his card is all the number killer. His name is Kite. He's really a number hunter. He gets to duel him, and he wins. He doesn't. And there are times where he almost lost the duel, but he doesn't. Out of pure luck, he tried to improve his dueling by training and working hard. It's difficult for him, but he tries his best to remember what his father and to feel the flow or cut the bing, or time to bring it to him. That's what cut the bing means in English. That's the original anime version in Japan, the original uncensored anime version. And he realizes that these number cards not just influence his world, they influence other worlds as well. Other multidimensional spaces that are involved. He doesn't have no idea how well his destinies intertwine, and he forms a bond with Astro, where they combine their spirits into one to form a whole new power called Zexal. These are in the first season, the first 24 episodes. As I put the link down, trust me, you'll get to see this. And that's how they start. Alright, the series is pretty good, especially the raw versions. I mean, it's major hit in Japan. The reason why I'm doing this review is because Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, they stopped production of its weeks ago and doing its other Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V, or V is the new numeral for 5, means they're on the 5th arc, and don't let me get started on that. Now, let me describe. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan, and I really like this series. And some of you may not like it, and some of you don't. But ask you one thing. Please be patient with the series. Sure, it's going to be childish and a bit ridiculous and a bit goofy, but it tries to entertain you as best it could. Especially here in America, where they keep cutting all the good stuff out and not putting in the decent shit, and not putting in the decent stuff. Remember, it's a family-oriented series here in America, and there'd be a lot of trouble and red tape. Hey, if they put some of the juicy stuff and some of the grim stuff for kids to watch, then the kids are going to be exposed to some negative influence. But you get what I mean. I'm a huge Yu-Gi-Oh! fan. Wow, I've seen all of them. The original Yu-Gi-Oh!, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, even Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V. I gotta admit, hey, this anime is pretty old, and so is the manga behind it. I've even read the original manga. Hell, I've even read the original unedited version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Not that version. Another version that's more edited and wild. As in, it's straight up manga and anime. As in, we're talking blood, we're talking violence, cursing, and your life against the odds. Hell, Yu-Gi-Oh! In English means poker monster because it's about a game with cards, and you're playing with the cards and monsters on them. But the original Yu-Gi-Oh! That I'm talking about is more like your life is a game, and you're fighting against the odds. For example, you got a guy whose gun's up to your head, and you put your life against your own, and then in the end he wins, and he runs to survive. So does his friends. But the guy is just so lucky. He either goes crazy or sets himself on fire by accident. That's what the original version is like. It's more like the original. That's what the original version and anime and manga is like, because I've read both of them. Even Yu-Gi-Oh! Is widely popular. How they made a Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie in 2000. They made it public here in America in 2004 and 2005, and also the episode. So I really love the other Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. I love the characters with Taya, Joey, Tristan, and my Serenity. Hey, Grandpa, I like, and then I've seen all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Episodes of the original, but there's also the next series after that, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Generation X, basically it's the next generation. You see, it's like a show inside of a show. Like you have Yu-Gi-Oh!, but you have another Yu-Gi-Oh! After that. You have like a different version of it, but it's in its own universe where this kid named Jamie goes to Duel Academy, which is a school training for kids where kids train, and for spent years there, they become the best duelists they can possibly be. He's off at Slifer Red, the basic, there's Raw Yellow, which is a class higher than that, which is, and there's the blue, and then there's the Blue Obelisk, and they're the highest class of duelist. And then he meets friends. You get here to meet his friend Bronk, who's a card maker, Silas Tuesdale, Zane Tuesdale, Alexis Rose, who is pretty much likes Jaden, but he's a very version of Taya. And everybody else, and they're good. Then there's after that. Then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is a good series but I feel like they're trying to make stuff up in that series just to keep it interesting. Because they're doing it, for extra attention, also for more money. I mean, they were still putting GX here back when the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Had their last season, and they were still organizing that. They were putting both shows at the same time, even though it was on Cartoon Network's anime block, Maguzi. And I'm a big Maguzi fan. It's like another version of Toonami, but different. And also you get, but the thing is about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, even though I've seen all the episodes they have in English, they're still holding back episodes. I hate that when they hold out the good stuff. It's like Case Closed, Detective Conan. And those of you who've read my Detective Conan review, you should watch that. And I mean, it's the same thing. They hold back episodes. Even though that series has more episodes than the big three combined, being Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, they still haven't put the episode in English dub. And even the movies, I don't get it. But I'm off topic. Even though even though it's widely popular, they still haven't put it in English dub. I don't get it. I don't know why. They just ended the series, and then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. 5Ds mean Five Dragon, where these five signers, they're each a duelist. They have their own different mark, the sign of a dragon, the Crimson Dragon, and they each have their own powers. There's Yusei, Jack Atlet. There's the two twins. The twins, only one of the twins has the mark of the sign of the girl. Oh, and then there's this one duelist who's known as the Black Rose. They have a different method of dueling. There's dueling, in that dueling there's a different method. They have what you call synchro monsters, where you synchronize the stars of one monster with that of another monster, but it has to be a specific kind, a tuner monster. That means the monster can resonate its frequency with another. For example, 8 plus 8 equals 16. It's like math combining, but it has to be a specific kind of monster, otherwise it won't work. For example, the Pacific Tutor monster. And also specific kind of monster you're resonating with. Those are called synchro summoning. And synchro summoning rock. I watched every episode of 5D if I was in English stuff. But there was a prediction that synchro monsters ended the world, and they just cut the series with Yusei being the bad guy. And that was after they had their 500th episode, the 500th episode of Yu-Gi-Oh, where you combine 5Ds, GX, and the original Yu-Gi-Oh! 500. That is a major accomplishment. Even for a kids show, you gotta give it credit for that. And also, it ended. But it didn't. But like GX, it didn't display all the episodes. There's still some unfinished business left in that, and it just pains me. And then, and right after that, they started this episode. They started the next one, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and it's been on a roll since it started in 2012. Like the beginning of 2012, it's been on a roll here, and that was a big marker. And it got popular. I mean, after all, if you're a diehard Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you know you should watch it. And you gotta know it's keep it interesting. But the thing is, the difference between the English dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal and the sub is because in the dub they cut out certain corners. Because remember, here in America, it's a family-friendly show. While in Japan, it's a more goofy show, like more rougher. There's cursing, like bastard and other stuff, and certain mature stuff that you couldn't see, like for blood, murder, and violence. But hey, you gotta give it accomplishments. But there's also one thing I hate. I hate it that they keep accelerating the episode and not buying their time. It's like they're keeping up for the original Yu-Gi. It's like they're making money off it. Let me, Fabo. This is a Xyz Monty. You can see the stars. Low battery, sorry. You can see the stars are black, but look at this card. The stars on it are normal, it's in a different direction. You wanna know why? Because this is Xyz summoning, because you get to combine like the star levels of two monsters in order to summon the Xyz. And different from Synchro, because these aren't Synchro monsters, ordinary monster cards. And they do that, and they can summon something greater, like a high-level creature from another plane. And that's what basically Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal is, a high-ranking way to evolve to another level in another plane of existence to summon something new in exchange in its place. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, they have a lot of episodes. Like, for example, they split the series into two versions. Right now, the version that's playing right now is Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal Second. And they finished with that, like I said. And there's also the one and Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal Second is already over here in advance. The thing is, they're not taking breaks between seasons. They keep accelerating and accelerating everything. Even though Yu-Gi-Oh! RV is coming already out, and they're done within Japan, I bet you by next year they're probably gonna keep doing it. Some people say it's just that to keep making money off it. Like with Pokemon, but that's them. You can't do anything about it. You can't complain. You can't stop progress, and you gotta give it credit for that. Because this series has been around for a long time. For example, the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Started in 1996. Remember the one I said about blood, violence, and gambling against your life against odds? That started in 1996. But the one we know, the popular one, started in 98. And there's also the cards, the money, and everything. But they started making the cards a part of the real world. I remember that was like 2002, 2001. Transformers Armada was pretty good. And this series tries its best. It tries its best to entertain you, but I'm asking one time, please be patient. And they keep accelerating the seasons. I said this before. Think about it. They don't take breaks between seasons. They keep going forward and forward and forward. And if you match and Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal second, when Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, that's over 150 episodes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal up to the part where Yuma defeats his enemies on Earth. And that's 73 episodes, and then the last episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal second, which has a happy ending. That's at least 72. That's over 149 episodes. Oh, and that's all from that season. Then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! RV. They just premiered their first episode last week. That's 51 episodes if you combine them. And also if you combine that with the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds episode that's still out now, we have over 800, anywhere from 700 to 800 episodes. That's incredibly long for a single genre. Even though they're from different Paramount, different seasons, 800 is still 800. And also, I'm putting the link down for the anime version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, but I'm putting it for the Japanese version because I think it's better than the one we have here. It kicks the ass of the original version because they don't cut corners. I give this 3.5 out of 5 because it tries its best, even though it's all about the cards. But it's a good series to watch, and I suggest you give it a chance. Trust me, it tries to entertain you the best it can, and it is Yu-Gi-Oh! It's widely popular, it's known, everybody knows it, and you can't deny what it has. It has potential. It does. And I hope the same thing. And also, like I said, they keep convoluting the episodes, accelerating. Remember, there's at least 70 episodes per the 2 arcs. Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal and Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal Second. We're in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal Second. We already passed the 30 mark, and we're just 40 away from the 70 arc, the last episode, and they keep accelerating. By the end of 2014 to the start of 2015, we'll see every episode in English of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. I guarantee you that. This is Sullivan. I'll give you my latest review of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. Hope you enjoyed. That's why. Comment, subscribe. Signing off.